What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Fallout video, and so I'm bringing you episode 26 of our top 5 mods series. And right before we start the video, I'd like to say, guys, we are getting really close to 9,000 subscribers, so if you guys are not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because we're getting so close to 10K, which is like one of my main goals for YouTube, which is freaking amazing, guys. So if you guys do go on to enjoy this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and let's get right into it.
With my two fists of iron, but I'm going nowhere. Oh, yeah, I'm the type of guy that likes to roam around.
Never pay full price for games again, guys. Use the link in the description to get up to 90% off of all G2A games. Alright, guys, so the first mod we have is the Better Graphics and Weather mod by TemK169, and basically what this mod is going to be doing is basically just improving the graphics inside of your game. So as the gameplay you can see right here is your game should look a lot more detailed and stuff like that, and just overall a lot more clean and looks just way better than it normally would on PS4. Also, I found out that the sky looks so much better whenever you have this mod going, because like the sunsets are like a ton better, and just so is like the normal cloud and rainy weather and stuff like that. It also alters the contrast and saturations of your sky and other items inside of your game, so things should look a lot more vibrant and stuff like that. Also, during a sunset, like I was saying, the sky is going to be a lot more purplish and things like that in your game, so it's going to look really, really good. The only thing that's going to be a really downside of this mod is that whenever you do enable this, your game is going to be a lot more laggy sometimes in different areas of the game, such as like downtown and stuff like that, where your game has to load in a ton of textures and stuff like that. So if you don't care about your frame rate all that much, go ahead and enable this mod, and that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the video. It's going to be using this mod so you guys can get a bigger feel for it. But if you do have a lot of struggles with like FPS and things like that, I wouldn't recommend using this mod if your world is super full of just everything and you have FPS issues anyway, because it is going to drop a little bit more. But the creator of this mod says that he's going to make a version for DLCs in the future, and this mod right now is not requiring any DLC or anything like that, and it's going to be pretty much compatible with every mod that you use. It's one of the best graphic enhancing mods I've seen on Fallout 4 for the PS version in a while. Alright, guys, so the next mod we have is the Vivid Fallout All-in-One mod by Hein84, and this is actually going to be a really good mod to use in compatibility with the one I just showed. So basically what this mod is going to be doing is making your game a lot more vivid and detailed, and the Vivid Fallout mod is basically just an overhaul of a lot of landscape textures such as trees, rocks, roads, bridges, and concrete, stuff like that. If you actually do decide to download this mod, you can go to the screen. You can actually see he has a ton of before and after pictures of the mod being in use, and a lot of them are consisting of basically, if a lot of times in this game, they'll have just plain cement and stuff like that, like stairs and things like that. So this game will add, or this mod will add in like moss, cracks, and things like that into your game to make it look a lot more full and detailed. Plus, he sharpened up a lot of things inside the game besides that. If you look at a lot of the vegetation and lights and things, you can see that they're a lot more sharp, and it looks almost similar to how PC looks a little bit, because Fallout 4, in my opinion, looks a little like blurry almost, if you could think of it like that. And just like the other mod, you are going to want to be a little cautious of your frames per second when you're in the game, just because it does affect your frames per second a little bit. Sometimes it can drop 5, sometimes 10 frames per second, depending on where you are at the map, depending on how much it's got to load in. So like I was saying, if your game has a ton of stuff in it and you're struggling with frame rate issues, do not equip this mod, because you will get a lot of game crashes and things like that. So I would recommend it if you're just starting a new game and trying to sharpen things up and look a little cool. If you're not trying to change the game up too much, it can make it look really, really great. This mod also does not require any DLC or anything like that, so you're going to be solid on that. Also, it's not really affecting any other mods in your game, and it does work well with a lot of mods people have made in the past. Overall, this is a pretty decent mod, and it does work well with the mod I previously showed, and they do work really well together. So I would recommend, if you're going to equip one, you might as well equip the other. Alright, guys, so the next mod we have is the Project X unofficial DLC mod by Liquid Smoke times 64, and basically what this does is it actually just adds in a completely new patch for Fallout 4. So basically it adds in a ton of craftable companion guides to aid in all aspects of this mod, and basically I'm just going to be reading through a ton of the things that he's actually added into the game. It redesigns most of the vanilla crafting system into a far more immersive version, requiring crafting schematic components to create a decent amount of things. 3 new crafting stations, No Man's Sky gear, custom ported including exosuit and mining laser, boltcaster, dual weapons with a full set of mods to mimic their NMS tech upgrades accordingly. It also adds in a wild sediment foods, potatoes, carrots, corn, tarberries, blood leaves, including the Far Harbor versions, hub flowers, razor grain, ash blossoms, and all those different types of plants. Adds in extended perk tree in many places, a custom survival mode setting, most institute enhanced MRE, which basically is a right-away alternative. New Omega cell cam, which is basically a movement speed booster. New lance pistols, which is based off the NV fire lance. New elemental augmentation object mods for most guns and armors. A new scavenger hunt style quest with many unique reward systems. New attachment objects mods for granting PA style misc effects. BioShock 2 inspired rivet guns. Many BioShock inspired plasmids in EVE and Atom. New Exo 3/99 special abilities. Unlimited workshop budget, new ammo crafting abilities, grenade mines, new aid chems, new bags for carry weight increases, new elemental grenades and mines, crafting rings of power that can grant special effects, at least a dozen hidden Easter eggs, fast travel hatches, custom item capsules, legendary mods, new workshop elemental turrets, new workshop settlement object, and those are just some of the main things you're going to find whenever you use this mod. Now, as you can see, this is a pretty big mod that's going to be in your game, so it does take up a lot of space. So that's really the only thing bad about it, but it adds in so much new material and things like that. It's literally like a new DLC for Fallout, even though we're not really going to get one anytime soon. So for PS4, this is actually a really great mod because most PS4 mods don't really support having in a whole bunch of items like this, such as a new DLC and patch note, basically. So overall, this is a super, super good mod. It is going to be requiring every single DLC, though, which is only the bad thing. So if you guys don't have the DLCs, it's going to be pretty unfortunate, but overall, it's not really that expensive to buy all of them. It's like, you know, if you get the season pass, it's like 50 bucks for all of it. Not that bad. So overall, super, super good mod. I definitely do recommend if you're starting a new playthrough. So the next mod we have is the posters of the Commonwealth mod by Octi2P, and this is just adding in a ton of new decorative posters into your game. And to find these, just go over to the decorations tab, go over to your posters, and then scroll through all the normal ones that you normally have, and then you'll get to the ones that are added in through this DLC. Now, if you don't want them to actually be really, really like weird and place weird, you can place down a certain stake that will like make them snap now, which is going to be really, really helpful. So I do recommend doing that automatically before even worrying about placing any of them down, unless you're trying to just place them on thin air or something like that. But this adds in a ton of posters, as you can be seeing in the gameplay. Also, a good thing to note is whenever you are placing these items down, if you haven't actually done the post thing yet, you can actually, if you post a poster in the wrong spot, basically just leave the workshop mode and go back into it, and then you should be able to like select it and actually be able to remove it, because if you don't, otherwise it's just stuck there. Posters now in the following groups, such as Patriotic, Nuka-Cola, General Adverts, Vault Tech, Propaganda, Comic Covers, Theater, Silver Shroud, Workshop Safety, and Faded and Damaged. So he does give you a very big variety of posters you can use, and they do look super cool in your bases. So as you can see, you're going to be getting a ton of material with this mod, and the only really bad thing is it's going to be requiring some DLC like the Vault-Tec DLC and stuff like that. But once you buy those, they're not really that expensive at all, plus you get to use a ton of mods with that. Also, it's going to be pretty much compatible with every mod in the game that you're going to be using with. So overall, it's going to be a really, really good mod. You should definitely add it into your game. Alright guys, so the final mod we're going to be showing is the Makeshift Home mods by Spacetime Bender, and this basically adds in a ton of makeshift homes into the game of Fallout 4 and random locations. As you can see, the one I have right here is actually the water tower that you can now live in. All 4 homes are visible on the map, but you have to get them to find them yourself, so it doesn't really give you the marker. You kind of just have to discover them as you go, but he does provide spoilers if you do just don't want to look for them and just find them automatically. They don't have a workshop benches, but he did want to have some nice pre-built playrooms for people who don't like the settlement system. I haven't looked at any of the spoilers, but the ones that I've currently found are here are the water tower, as you can see in the gameplay. There's one at the diner, and those are the 2 ones I found. I know for a fact there are 4, but I'm not sure exactly how many you can find. Also, there's like keys to them that you can find somewhere around nearby, which also have provided with spoilers if you don't feel like looking for them yourselves. But the one I'm showing right here, as you can see, you're going to get a bunch of workbenches, such as the armor, the weapons, and stuff like that you can use. Go up to the top floor, you're going to have a little cooking station, a little place to sit down, and obviously your bed with a chemical station right next to it. So even though that this is a tiny space that he actually used for this, you do pretty much have everything that a normal sized base would, except it's just a little bit more compact, and it's a nice little stop if you want to make, if you're playing survival or something like that, a nice little place to stop by and have in your map, or if you just don't like the settlement system, just live in one of these. It's actually pretty cool. But the cool thing about this mod is it's not going to be requiring any DLC or anything like that, and for the most part, it's going to be pretty much compatible with every mod that you're going to be wanting to use with it. So definitely a really cool mod to enter your game if you're wanting to play another playthrough and make it more interesting, things like that. Mods like these do make it a lot more interesting and different the second time through, and I do recommend playing this and adding it into your load order. So that is pretty much all I have for you today, guys. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you guys do drop a like on it. Also, let's get to 9,000 subscribers, guys. We're doing it super fast, and if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.